let's check the last time I logged into the Ironman. I have morning voice, by the way, so that's why it probably sound weird. So 232 days, I was expecting it to be a little bit less because this was the last account I played on before I quit, or took a break rather. So I guess the first thing I have to do is get membership, and also what I'm actually going to be doing is changing my name. I just don't like this name anymore, so I'm going to have to find something else. Oh, it's Ironman is the name I chose. This was actually a suggestion on the very first Ironman episode, and it has like 7 or 8 upvotes. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Just going to change it to that. It's not a terrible name, and I just cannot think of any usernames. So it's going to work for the meantime. Don't know if I'm going to like change it eventually or anything like that. It's pretty difficult to decide what I want to do. There's so many things that I need to get done. And like the first thing that's just keep on popping in my head is to get 80 Dungeoneering. It's been 11 days since my last recording, but the thing is I've been playing maybe like 1 or 2 hours max every couple days. So I've been doing the same thing every single time I've been playing, and it's just Dungeoneering. So I'm going to get a level here in a second, but I am very close to being finished with Dungeoneering. So there's a chance that I might actually get it done tonight. I woke up at 7 p.m. today, and right now it's 1:30 in the morning. So if I just grind for literally like maybe 2 or 3 more hours, I'll have 80 plus Dungeoneering. I think I might be 82 Dungeoneering at this point to have the 200k tokens, I believe. I know for a fact that I will not have 200k tokens at 80 because of my daily challenges, and I actually have one to turn in again, and that's like 60k XP right there. So let's just go ahead, see how many tokens I have right now. I started at 76k, I'm at 151k, so it will be, after this reset of my floors, I'll do, I think, 1.5 more floors reset things to have the 200k, if that makes sense. So I'll do the remaining 6 now, gotta do the full 38 floors, 39 floors the next reset, and then after that reset I'll just do the bottom 15 or whatever, and I think I'll have the 200k tokens. So I'm close. Finally, 80 Dungeoneering. This took way too long to get on this account, that's for dang sure. So I have maybe about like 5 or 10 more floors, and then I can have the 200k tokens, and whenever I get 80 magic, I can get the chaotic staff. Holy crap, it's been way too long getting this, but I'm happy I'm out of the way with this skill now. Went from 71 to 80. I'll actually get the 200k tokens before 81, so that's a good sign. I don't know how I managed to get the 200k tokens on my other Ironman when I reached 81, and I was like halfway to 82, but anyways, I'm almost done, so I'm really happy about that. 200k tokens right there, so I can buy the staff, which I'm more than likely going to get, but I'm just going to get 80 magic first. So I'm also going to have to still do a little bit of Dungeoneering just because I need to get 20k tokens to repair it. I don't want to spend 2 mil right off the bat because, one, I don't even have 2 mil. And if I get 20k tokens, I believe it's that along with 200k to repair it to 100%. So I'll do that. I have no idea what I'm going to do because this took me a really long time to do. And I'm feeling maybe some barrows, but we'll just have to wait and see what I do end up doing, I suppose. Well, I mean, okay, this actually kind of sucks. This is my 5th chest, but this is a duplicate, so that's very unfortunate, honestly. Damn, dude. Feels bad, man. 3 duplicates. So far with every trip I've done with barrows, I've been asking myself why I'm continuing with barrows. The only thing I could think about is just my obsession with having a full set of barrows gear, and realistically that's a big waste of time because look at, I'm already 76 defense. By the time if I actually get a full set, I'll be 80 defense. This is tier 70. I'll be close to like having a full bando set, close to like subjugation, and yeah, it's just not worth doing barrows. I do have a few items that are really good, especially the Carol's crossbow. That's what I'm really happy about having. And, you know, I have a melee weapon. I got some melee gear, so like I can mix match them, obviously. And I think that's what I'm just gonna do. So I have like 1 more or 2, yeah, probably 2 more trips at me, And I think I'm going to call quits for barrows, honestly, just because it's a big waste of time right now. And I really need to just like start preparing for God Wars 1 and kind of go through the stages of kind of like suffering with the trips, just because I'm not going to have like the greatest gear ever and only get maybe like 10 kills a trip, or maybe do some like duos or whatever with some of you guys. In preparation of God Wars 1, I absolutely have to get 67 summoning. With that being said, these clips in the background, the live commentary got really confusing. I'm going to have like old clips along with new clips in this just to make more sense of what I'm doing. So Water Fiends, to my knowledge, are still like one of the best ways to get Crimson Charms. And at my level, it is pretty difficult to kill them. So with my very first hour of trying to kill them, it went really bad just because it was like extremely inefficient of me to do a couple things, or actually quite a few things that I just didn't do right. And I was using like a magic short bow, wasn't using prayer at all, and I ended up only getting 76 Crimson Charms in my first trip ever doing those. So I screwed up big time for that. That's very poor to only get that amount of Crimsons. Before going to Water Fiends for the second time, I ended up making some Runite bolts so I can use my rune crossbows and get some more kills, just because Water Fiends are weak to bolts. So it didn't cross my mind for the first trip to make some bolts, just because I just forgot about the rework in general and that rune items are now just all level 50. So I went ahead and got some ores and made some bolts and ended up making 1,000 of them. So that was the first thing I did right for the second trip. Also used a penance aura, which helps with saving a lot of prayer, and used protection from range, of course, because they hit harder with range than magic. And then also I used Eagle Eye for some more DPS with range. So instead of getting 76 charms that I got from my first hour, I ended up getting 117. So of course, a nice improvement from the first to the second. And that's 41 more Crimson Charms from the first to the second. So, you know, a little improvement. I don't know if I can do anything better, just because I do have a low range level. And since I only have tier 50 crossbows, and there's only a certain amount of kills I can, you know, realistically get in an hour. So once I get to like level 70 range, then I can use my Carol crossbow with the bolt racks and get a ton more kills. So I'm going to continue doing Water Fiends, even though that, you know, it might not be the greatest way. I'm going to do it as a daily, maybe only do it like maybe like an hour a day. If I feel like it, do 2 hours. But along with that, though, I am going to be doing Slayer, of course, in between, because I have to get to 80 magic to have the chaotic staff. Do those two methods, and, you know, eventually I will get to 67 summoning. Unfortunately, I had to do a couple quests, and there was just nothing that I could do to avoid them. So the first thing I had to do was get to 48 hunter, which isn't a big deal. Started at 40 and went to 48 fairly quickly with the swamp lizards. Also did 2 games of Big Chin, which I got like 4 or 5 levels from, so that helped quite a bit. And before doing the main quest I had to do, which was as a first resort, which I'll tell you why I did that in a moment, I had to complete Tribo Wana Trio, if that's how you pronounce that quest. That's a very bad quest. Just a lot of running back and forth, and just, that's like the reason why I hate quests, is because of that one, just because of how you have to run back and forth like a million times for the quest. I had to complete that quest because for as a first resort, you need 4 bronze spears, and once you complete Tribo Wana Trio, there's a shop that sells poisoned bronze spears. So I needed 4 bronze spears, and there's a cloth to unpoison it, so that's how I got the bronze spears for that quest. And the reason why I wanted to complete as a first resort is because of the shop in Uglog. It has 300 raw beef, which is a ingredient you need for Crimson Charms. It's used with bloated leeches, and that's the familiar I'm going to be making from 49 to 63 summoning. And I can buy 100 raw beef in Canifis, and then the 300, like I said, in Uglog. And then for my gold charms, I can then make terror birds. I have like 1,000 gold charms, and I need to use raw bird meat, which is also in Uglog, and you can buy them in like packs. And I believe you get also 300 raw bird meat from that shop. So that's why is pretty necessary for me to complete this quest. So I'll have to keep on going there after reset to get my raw meat for 67 summoning. That is all the progress that I have for this Ironman video. Good to be back playing again. I also had a great time making this episode, so expect to have more Ironman videos in the future. And since it took me a really long time for dungeoneering, there wasn't a ton of different things in this video, but you don't have to worry about any more dungeoneering clips in the next video. So I'm happy to start the grind for summoning. I think it's going to be pretty easy to get to 67. I just have to keep up with doing multiple Slayer assignments per day, and of course doing my, daily run at Water Fiends. And, I don't think it's going to take as long as it took me to get to 80 dungeoneering for summoning. I think just the main thing for me is the money issue, just because the shards are going to get pretty expensive. And once I do get to 64 summoning, I'm going to start making stranger plants, which need baked plants 1. I'm not sure how much those are, so I'm kind of worried about that. I actually didn't check how much those are. I should have. I think money is just going to be the biggest issue for me, so I'm going to have to keep up with a lot of Slayer assignments, skip the worthless ones, and just go for the ones that have a lot of allocable stuff and just a lot of coin drops. So thank you guys for watching. And of course, if this video was enjoyable to watch, let me know by leaving a like and, commenting down below. Tell me what you thought of it. And I should see you guys in the next video whenever I got that one completed. See ya.